Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go over the syllabus real quick. So originally, I thought the class was set up to meet on Thursdays, but they updated it on WebStar, I guess, in the last couple of weeks, and I didn't catch that. So I apologize for that. I went ahead and updated the syllabus so that it's an on-demand class, which is asynchronous. Basically, I'm going to be pushing the assignments out. We're not going to be online at the same time where I'm doing a lecture, but you will get a recorded lecture that I've done in the previous semester. I'll go ahead and send those through because I think that those can be helpful. And a lot of people like to, have the information and walk through examples. They find that helps with the homework assignments. So I'll go ahead and push those out each week. But it's on a YouTube channel, so you can just go to them whenever too. You don't have to wait for me to send the link. Okay, so let's look at the syllabus real quick. So basically I don't have office hours. I work full-time and I teach part-time. So I'm not on campus because this is my only class this semester. So if you have any issues, the best way to get me is through text message because I'll see that come through during the day. You can also email, and but just know if you email, I might not get back right away. So if you need me right away, go ahead and text me, or just text me and say you sent an email so I know that it's there. Okay, so the textbook that we're using is the Management Accounting 17th edition by Garrison. You will have that book on Connect. And when you click the link down here, I've noticed that some of you have already gone on and registered on Connect, but all you have to do is click the link here, or you can click the link on Moodle, which I'll go over in a minute when I bring up Moodle. And that'll link you right to the class. And all you have to do on there is like do all of your little assignments. They'll come up with dates, and I'll go through what type of assignments they are that are on there. I have some of them open so you can see them now, but I would like you to go ahead and get access to Connect so you can go ahead and get started on the work. You don't want to get behind. I think that some people think this class is a little easier than the first class, but it just depends on the person. So sometimes, the homeworks can take a little while. Sometimes they may not take as long. It just depends on how you're understanding the information. So the best way to do it is click here or click on the link on the Moodle page. All right. Then I have the grading scale here. We're going to have 4 tests in the class. They're each worth 20%. And then the homework and quizzes, which I normally don't do quizzes. I usually give them as extra credit. So the homework that you get throughout the semester is going to have a total number of points. Each one, you'll see the points when you're doing the homework. At the end of the semester, all the points that you've done, you would divide by the total points that you could have received, and that is going to give you your percentage. And that'll be worth 20%. So in the end, basically your homeworks are going to be a test grade. So if you don't score all that well on the exams, doing the homeworks and getting as many points as possible is a great way to help bring that score up. So it's like a 10-point grading scale. It's got the scores here, so your percentage and what your letter grade would be during the semester. You can check this whenever you need to. The exams are going to be done through Connect proctoring software. So you do need to have a laptop. You need to make sure that it's compatible. I'll do a practice test in order for you to bring that up and just answer some short questions just to make sure everything's working properly. You need a camera, and it'll ask you questions throughout that process. If you have difficulty, there's a number that we'll have to use to call Connect support in order to get it worked through. And every semester we have issues, especially first exam. So make sure you do that practice exam. You don't want to wait till the last minute and then have problems. So the test makeups are not usually given. Now I understand, things are going on. People, have different things that happen in their life. So if you have something scheduled and you know that you won't be able to take a test during that week, because I'll give you several days to take the test, contact me in advance and let's work out something to be able to schedule that test on a different day or maybe a different date range. If it's something that happened and was unexpected, email me right away and let me know what's going on so we can walk, through that and try to come up with a solution if you can't take a test. All right, homeworks and quizzes, those are all on Connect as well. I'll put due dates on there. Now, I would like you to have those done by that date, but it doesn't mean that they have to be completed exactly on that date. You don't get points docked if you turn them in late. So just keep that in mind. Depending on what your schedule is, if you have a lot of stuff going on in another class, I'm a little more flexible with that. I just want you to get the homeworks done. And if you need a couple of days for that, that's okay. Go ahead and do them, when you can and submit them so that so you can get the points. And when I pull the grades, I'll pull the highest points as well. So you'll be able to go through and make corrections so you get the most points possible. All right, so we don't really have the missed classes because it's going to be as you can fit into your flexible. It's flexible so you can fit it into your schedule. Sorry, I'm struggling with a cold. Okay, sorry about that. I had to get a cough drop. So the calculator, you can use a basic calculator when you take the test. I also don't mind if you have blank paper when you take the test to work out your calculations. So when it records, it may come up with something, but just don't worry about it. As long as it's a blank paper, I'm fine with that. Okay, so that's it for the syllabus. And I wanted to go over the schedule. All right, so originally this was set for Thursday as the begin week, which was the date that we were going to meet, but it's basically going to be that week. Just pay attention to the assignments on Connect because they'll have the date range on there. So we're doing financial review, which is just a recap from Principles of Accounting. I don't know how long it's been since some of you have had the first accounting class. So I like to do a refresher. And that'll be the homework assignments for the first 2 weeks, this week and next week. And when we take the first exam, it's only on that material. We'll start the week of February 9th in the managerial accounting book that's on Connect. We'll start that week with chapter 1, and we'll take the exam right before the Mardi Gras break. So if you follow the schedule, when we have the exam, it's not necessarily going to be on that day. Like I said, it's going to be a window of a couple of days that you'll have in order to fit it into your schedule. I usually like to open it up on a Thursday, and that way it gives you through. I open it on Thursday and I leave it open until Sunday. So that way you have some time in there. You have 4 days to fit it into the schedule. And a lot of times people are working during the day, and so the weekend works better. So anyway, so with having those 4 days, that should be flexible enough for you to be able to fit it in the schedule. But again, if something's, not working for you, you have to go out of town for work or whatever, just email me so we can set up the date ranges for you to take the test. We'll be off on April 27th. We'll come back. We'll have class for the that week. You'll have the chapter 8 and 10. That is the last week of any assignments and homeworks. And that week of the 11th, we'll have our exam 4. And that week is the last week of classes. So that final week, when you're doing final exams, you won't have a final exam in this class. You only have the 4 exams. On that last exam, it covers chapter 7, 8, and 10, but there will be 10 questions that are cumulative from the whole semester that'll be on the test, and I'll go over those on a review sheet so that you know what those questions are. Okay, so that's the schedule, and let's look at Moodle. So this is the class. I'm not sure if your screen looks a little different than mine, but you should have a link to McGraw-Hill so that you can click on that and go right into the software. Underneath here and the information that's posted on Moodle. The financial review information is a little bit different than how I'm going to post the other stuff, but I'll go over that. So first we have the class information, which is your syllabus and your schedule. If anything changes during the semester and I have to revise the schedule, I'll go ahead and put it up there. I'll be communicating through email. Under the financial review, I've put the PowerPoint and notes because you don't have access to the book online for that class. So the information that I want you to know is in these chapters. So we have chapter 1 notes, chapter 2 PowerPoint, chapter 3 notes, chapter 1 PowerPoint, chapter 2 notes, and then the chapter 3 PowerPoint. So you should have 1, 2, and 3, all the notes, all the PowerPoints. And then we'll start on that third week with the managerial accounting information for chapter 1. On here, I have the notes and the PowerPoint, and you'll also have PowerPoint on Connect. If I do a review for an exam or like a study guide, I'll put it on Moodle. And I have one for the financial review. I'll go ahead and put that up in this section here so that you can have that information in case you want to study early. I'll put that on there for you. So let's go to McGraw-Hill real quick into the class. So my screen looks a little different than yours, but I haven't opened everything up yet. So on the screen, you'll see financial accounting review, and there's 2 items. So there's only 2 homework items. And like I said, there's not going to be any book or any PowerPoint on Connect for that. It's going to be on Moodle. When you start the managerial book, you'll have the chapter reading. So you can go in there and read the chapter. You can get a narrated PowerPoint. You don't necessarily have to listen to that because I do a lecture where I go through the PowerPoint and the examples that are in there. That may be a little bit more helpful than somebody just reading the PowerPoints. Then we have a practice chapter 1 homework. So that is there so that if you have trouble with the problems and need to know how to solve them, you can come into the practice and put your answers in, try to work through them, hit submit, get feedback to see, what cells need to be filled in, how does it need to be calculated. It should give you some feedback on how to complete the assignment. So it can be helpful. That does not count as a grade. The reading does not count as a grade. Watching the PowerPoint does not count as a grade. The one that says chapter whatever homework, and it's giving you a due date of February 11th. See, these are open all semester. The one that has the due date, this is the homework that needs to be submitted. So this one is the one that you'll go into. You'll do the assignment. You'll click on the submit button and send that through. But I do think that there's a way that you can increase the score by doing the problems over again, because I have unlimited as the number of times you can do the problems. So you want to try to do that. Stay on schedule. Like I said, those homeworks will give you a date range, and that's to help guide you on what it needs to be done so you're covering the material in a timely manner. So that is your Connect. Do y'all have any questions so far?
I do. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. For the exams, are you going to allow us formula sheets or no?
Allow what?
A formula sheet, a sheet with all the formulas on it.
No, I don't do that. You shouldn't need it. It doesn't have a ton of formulas. I don't feel that it has a ton of formulas in this class. If you're struggling with something, just go ahead and email me and let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
I haven't done it in the past. We haven't needed to. If there's some problems that are going to be on the exam, some of the challenges sometimes are knowing how to, complete the problem online. What boxes do you have to put information in? So there are several questions that I'll release ahead of time for you to practice before you take the exam. So it won't, it's not gonna be a lot. It's gonna be like, 3, maybe 4 of the problems themselves. And if you work through those, at least you'll know how to have those done, so when you go into the exam, it's gonna be the exact same problem, just different numbers. So that should help prepare for the, for the solving of a word problem or something, and knowing how to fill out the cells. So I will have that on there as a review, before you take the exam. So the only one you won't have that for is the financial accounting review, because like I said, it doesn't have the book. It's just something that I'm doing just to kind of give you a refresh, to understand some of the basic information that came out of that principles class. So you're just going to have the 2 homework assignments to study from, and then my study guide that I put on Moodle. And then of course on Moodle, you have access to notes and PowerPoint. So like I said, I'll be in communication throughout the semester on, when things should be submitted. A lot of times, after that 4th test, I'll leave open, a time frame to complete the homeworks, because better, you have all 4 scores, if you need to try to pull up homework. If there's any extra credit assignments, it's all going to be through Connect. So I'll open those up too. It really just depends, on how everybody does on the test, what type of problem you miss. If it's consistent, then a lot of people are struggling with the same thing, I'll put a problem up that is extra credit to try to get y'all to maybe understand it a little better. And that way you can try to get extra points. So really, I mean, that's pretty much everything. But like I said, I have that YouTube channel. I'm gonna send the link. I'll upload this one to the YouTube channel and send you the link. So when you go there and you have the channel, you can just save the channel or whatever. And then you can see all of the lectures from last semester. It'll say fall 2022, and it's got the chapter that we're covering. So I'll send the link to each one that I want you to do for that week, but you can look at that now if you wanted to and watch what you want. So they're always there. But if there's ever a time that, you're struggling with something and can't understand, and, I need to maybe schedule a class and pop on with some, students, we may do that too. I had to do that one semester. I think a couple of semesters ago, people were asking for information. So I scheduled a time where I recorded it, sent it out for everybody that couldn't, participate. That way they were able to watch it later. So do y'all have any other questions?
Ma'am, I got in late to the meeting because of I'm in the Army and I had a staff meeting with my commander. Is there anything that I missed? So I got here at about 6:09.
I was going over the syllabus still.
Yes, ma'am.
Yep. So you just missed the beginning part of this, just that I'm not on campus. I work full time. And so the best way to reach me is text. You can send an email, but text me and let me know you sent an email if it's something that I need to look at right away. I check the emails, but it's just not as often as I see the text message. If you need to schedule an appointment with me, that's fine. We can do that too. But more than likely it'll be a Zoom meeting because I'm not on campus. And then right here where this blue link is on the syllabus, that's where you would click on the connect if you haven't done that already in order to register for the class. And like I said, on Moodle, you also have that link that you can click on to register for the class on the software with Connect. So I mean that was
Okay,
basically
thank you
it.
very much. Yes, ma'am.
And thank you for your service.
It is my absolute pleasure.
My husband was Air Force, so.
Oh, that's excellent. So I'm Army National Guard. So if ever I have to get called out for storms or disasters or anything like that, I'll just email you and let you know.
Okay, yep, that works. So do y'all have any other questions? So I see you asked earlier about roll because I'm looking in the chat now. I won't check roll, obviously, because it's just online on demand. So I do have to submit the attendance anyway. So what I use is when you get online to Moodle or when you get online to Connect, it has dates on there. So that's what I use. The last date that you were online, that's what I use for the roll.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay, so I'm just an email or a text away if you have trouble during the semester, but I think you're gonna do fine.
Thank you, Professor.
Okay. Talk to y'all soon.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Professor.
All right. Okay, bye-bye.